Welcome to the city of the unwritten. A city that's given so much. A city of people who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. A city of makers, entrepreneurs, musicians, artists. A city of laughter, memories, and people who will welcome others in with a cup of heartwarming handmade coffee. A city of people, young and old, working together. People who explore, live, and grow together. But what makes this place special? Being listed year after year as one of the best places to raise a family. Maybe because we have a community recognized for its safe neighborhoods and revered for its low unemployment. A city where adventure is everywhere you look, where you can pioneer your own story. We've opened a new page to write on for the generations ahead. Welcome to Bismarck. Come write your story.
Good morning, 1 million cuppers. Oh, man. Oh. Hey, I'm Carl Sovak, and it's so good to be back here. I haven't been here. The last time I was here, my hair was black. So it's been quite a while, but I dusted the cobwebs off, and I am here. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Joel Land, who's going to tell you what his random act of art is.
Well, good morning. My name is Joel Land, as he said, and it's good to be back with 1 Million Cups. I've been on this stage before and actually performed right as COVID was hitting last year with my wife. So my wife and I have a band. It's called Land in Hand, and we put out an album about a year and a half ago. And so we performed when John Hoven was here, actually, back in, was that March? April, maybe? And so we were going to perform again today, but we've actually been working on another thing that we thought we'd share with you. It's really exciting, and that's actually been about a year in the making as well. So for a little background about me, I work at Threefold, and we're a commercial video production company. But when I put out this album, one of my coworkers said, hey, I love the music. I want to help you make a music video. And I was like, well, we're not making any money right now. And he's like, no, I want to do this. I want to help you. You don't have to pay me. And so we started on this project, and we picked one of the songs from the album, an original song, and it kind of sat on the back burner for a little while. We filmed some, and then it sat, and we had other stuff going on. But just recently, about 2 weeks ago, we finished up and filmed some additional scenes. You'll actually tell I've got a beard in the additional scenes. So, but the song today is called "I Will Grow," and kind of a backstory on the song. For my wife and I, we started writing it when we were in Tennessee, and we were at this place in our lives where we felt like we kept coming up against walls. We were plenty busy. We were doing plenty of stuff, but we didn't feel like we were growing. And part of that was our faith journey. Part of it was our personal journey and our marriage. And so let this song speak to you in whatever way it can. And I hope you enjoy the world premiere of I Will Grow. Thank you.
Your love is like the water, your mercy like the breeze. Spirit takes me over and grows me like the trees. And though it's slow, I will grow. Teach me to love my brother and be quick to my knees. I find you when I listen, and listen when you lead. And where you lead, I will go. I am weak, will you make me strong? Use me now, I've been here too long. I am not afraid, there's too much to gain. I am weak, will you make me strong? Use me now, I've been here too long, and I am not afraid. You have made me brave. I am weak, you have made me strong. Use me now, I've been here too long. I am not afraid, there's too much to gain. I am weak, you have made me strong. Use me now, I've been here too long. I am not afraid, you have made me brave.
Teach me to love my brother and be quick to my knees.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you watching. And as always, I've got a merch table in the back. We're doing a sale on CDs, $10. So if you're interested, I'll be in the back. I also forgot to mention Zach Wentz deserves the credit for the video. He's my good friend and couldn't have done this without him. So thanks again.
Thank you, Joel. It's amazing the talent that we have in our community, and to be able to showcase it here, it's great. Welcome to 1 Million Cups, everybody. Hashtag 1MCND will get us to where we need to be in case you have some questions. So, hey, I'm new at this, and this is kind of my first time here, so we're going to check you in. So you got to be kind. If you're if you're watching online, 1 Million Cups, there's Google Play. Download the Apple Store. There's all kinds of different things you can use there. National Day and Gizmonics and Bismarck Mandan Chamber EDC, Downtown Bismarck, and American Bank, Daniel Companies, Threefold, CTB. These are the people that help make this work on a weekly basis. Every Wednesday we show up here. Every Wednesday around the United States we have organizations doing this. So we thank you for being here. We thank the people who are virtual. And again, everybody up there that makes this work for us, we appreciate you. So thank them when you see them. Utilize them when you're able to, and make it work. Oh, what is 1 Million Cups? Well, it's a free weekly program. We gather here, and we generally bring 1 or 2 people up on stage, and we let them talk about their businesses, the challenges and things that they have. And we're trying to change our community. Over 1 million cups of coffee. I don't know where we're at right now. We were like 50-some thousand when I was here. I bet it's over 100,000 now. So, you know, we're going to keep back. But we give them advice. We give them some feedback. We give them support. And I think that's the great thing about having 1 Million Cups, is just a gathering of people who want to see this community get better. So thank you all for being here. Can we change the face of our startup community by connecting our entrepreneurs? Yes, we can. We've seen that time and time again. And I think it's kind of getting close to, I'm looking at Evan down here. I think it's close. And I know I talked with Marlo about having our breakfast. I always like those gatherings, and that's really what allows us to network. So maybe we have to get ready to put one of those things together here again and have that. So not only a cup of coffee, but the conversation, any type of sustenance that goes along with that, that would be great as well. So when you ask your questions, we're going to have the mug now. That's something new too. Is like the traveling mug that goes around. That's awesome. And so you can ask that in person, or you can again hashtag 1MCND, and we will make it work that way. We have this live job board. This was new to me too, and this is great. So 1 Million Cups has these postings. Do I just click through this, Evan? I'm looking at you. Do we see what we have? Let's see. So we have an outreach and marketing coordinator. Do we have anybody to talk about this, or do I just need to talk about it? Just me. Okay. I love it. So I get this confirmation, this support, and this love that comes. So an outreach and marketing coordinator. This is DMA is looking for this. Dakota Media Access is looking at. We have an April 9th deadline that's coming up. So if you know of anybody that wants to do this through sponsorship development, event coordinator, effective communication, send them DMA's way. Team ND. Oh, now I can get to introduce. So this is a very wonderful person who's going to talk. We only had one life. I just thought we had more on there. So we have this excellent person who comes in. We talk about a community giver. We talk about a community supporter. Stacey Breuer, I've known her for many, many years. She's going to talk about Team ND. Stacey, get on up here, and let's get this through.
You go. All right, good morning. How's everybody doing? I love the energy. I love the music. Thank you for that. I wasn't sure if I was going to cry or I needed to keep it together because I was going to be on stage in a minute. So anyway, my name is Stacey Breuer. I'm the Chief People Officer at the state of North Dakota. Evan and I have known each other for many, many years. We worked together for many years at Applied Engineering and all the fun things that we did there. And he asked me to come out today to present about opportunities at the state. And the first reaction I had was, well, this is an entrepreneurial group. What do they want to know about working in government, right? Which was exactly my reaction when I saw this job opening, by the way. Why would I want to work in government? I've been in private sector my whole career. I love the competition of the private sector. I love the entrepreneurial spirit that we had at Applied Engineering, you know, where Evan and I worked together, at Bobcat, where I was before this position. And I realized that my citizen experience the last 10 years has been pretty profound on my life. And so I was asked to share that with Team ND employees at our first town hall. We had about 1,700 employees call in. And we've been talking a lot at the state about what is the citizen experience, what is the team member experience, and what do we want that to look like? And as I was reflecting on my own life, I realized that the National Guard saved my house in 2011 during the flood. In 2018 and 2019, I was traveling between Bismarck and Fargo every single week, you know, that 200-mile stretch where you want to go to sleep and we wish we had autonomous vehicles. I was doing that every week. And that ND Roads app kept me safe. It made me late for meetings, but it kept me safe. It's on the first page of my iPhone. So you know how important that real estate is, right, in your iPhone? In 2020, I was managing crisis communication at Bobcat. Okay, just think about that for a second. What happened in 2020, right? Every single day at 11 o'clock, the Department of Health would post where we were as a state from a COVID perspective. Every single day at 10:59, I was refreshing my Facebook feed because I needed to know where we were, because that served as an input into our crisis communication planning for that particular day, that particular moment, that particular week. So as I thought about my citizen experience, I'm like, man, the employees at the state have really impacted me. Maybe I do want to do this job. Maybe I do want to be part of government and create a state that we're really proud to be living in and working in. And my competitive spirit came out a little bit. I grew up here. Heck yeah, I want to make North Dakota the best state in the nation, right? All right, let's do this thing. Okay, so now I'm here. So it's been about, 10 weeks or so that I've been in this job. It's been amazing. So I'm going to share a little bit about the culture, and I'm going to share a little bit about the opportunities that we have at the state. So here we go. Okay, so state of North Dakota, we've got about 15,000 team members. That does include the employees that work at higher ed and then with all the state agencies as well. There's about 60 plus individual state agencies. So again, really big challenge here. There's about 60 different types of businesses, if we want to think about it that way, and all of the different cultures that exist within those businesses. So from an HR perspective, this is a pretty good challenge, right? How do we create a consistent experience across the state for all team members, knowing that each individual agency has a little bit of their own culture and a little bit of their own leadership style? And then at any given time, we have about 100 positions open at the state, again, across all those different agencies and higher ed. So here are the different positions. So I don't know that there is anything up there that that doesn't exist. I mean, maybe not, oceanographer or something like that, right? But just about every profession and trade you can think of, we have those positions at the state. So when you're talking to your colleagues, when you're talking to your children, there are opportunities in just about every profession in state government. So it's really exciting. We've got engineering positions, we've got business positions, we've got healthcare positions, we've got everything you can imagine, legal positions, and everything under the sun. And at any given time, again, we have about 100 positions. I think as of yesterday, we had 90 open. So that's very exciting. So there's a lot of opportunity. nd.gov/careers is where you can go. We just refreshed our careers page, so we have a lot about our cultural aspirations. This is the list I wanted to go through today because I think there's some unexpected things on here. I think, again, you think of government, you think, oh, it's not innovative, it's not fast-paced, it's not, we're not driving efficiency and improvement, and I would tell you that is not what I've experienced. There is quite a shift going on right now in terms of trying to reinvent government and make things more efficient, and again, enhance that customer experience or that citizen experience. So the first one, work as one, and that goes back to, again, we've got 60 plus different businesses under one roof. How do we all work together and how do we drive consistency? Remain citizen focused. So I love this one because you could insert customer in here too, right? If you're in the private sector. So what does that customer or citizen experience look like? And why are we doing the work that we're doing? And how do we make it easier for citizens to come to us and get the services that they need? And then do work that makes a difference. That one is a big one. That one helps us get up every day, right? Again, the National Guard saved my house in 2011. I'm not sure that there's much more of a difference that you can make. Department of Health saving lives last year. Huge purpose here. Display leadership everywhere. This is a really big shift as well. We've been working really hard to build leadership at all levels and give people opportunities to really develop those leadership skills and put deliberate effort into that. And then maintain a growth mindset. Stay curious. Keep learning. What can we learn from the other states? What can we lead in across the nation? What can we automate? What technology can we use? These are all the conversations that are happening in state government right now. It's very exciting. It's a very unique moment in time. I think we've all been shifted in the last 12 to 18 months in terms of thinking about what's possible. So that is my presentation today. So nd.gov/careers. give it a chance. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. If you want to talk more, let me know.
Thank you, Stacey. What I love, I mean, there's such a change in leadership. I knew her when she was at Bobcat, and she was making things happen there. Now she's at the state. Just a lot of great things when you talk about leadership and you talk about what's going on. Just some other additional great opportunities. One of the things that we have here, too, is, this is another job posting here. So that's okay. Evan says, this is you. It's the same one. Great, DMA. They're looking for somebody. If you want to do it, do it. That's the way you market it, right? Get it out there a couple different times. It'll be in your head, right? It's like those earworms. Apply now. Community announcements. I know this is where we get to call people up and say, hey, you've got something to talk about. You want to grab this microphone away from me and get it away from me as quickly as possible. So we will call you up. The first one that we have is the state of the downtown. Nobody? I can tell you about it here. You can see it. Register for the virtual state of the downtown Bisman. I got to tell you, too, behind the scene thing, they say there's a confidence monitor. I would have to be like 3 feet away from that to be able to read it. So surely when you get up here, you just, it's confidence. I mean, I'm not building any confidence here. Anyway, non-members, $15. Downtowner members and employees are free. So check this out. I've been dealing with Kate and Dawn on this and Madison. They have some really exciting stuff going on. If you haven't heard any updates, you got to come in this and be a part of this. This is great. How about this? Now serving the general public in terms of this. I know we have somebody to talk about this, right? I just got my second VidVac this morning. So if I collapse, they told me, hey, just kind of watch yourself or whatever. But phase 1A, phase 2, phase 1B, phase 3, IC, anything over here, right? We do that. Get vaccinated. It's important. Let's have this herd immunity. I know there'll be somebody for this one. There we go. Lakin says, give it up.
Thanks, Carl. Good to see everybody here. Kirsten is going to join me for our plethora of announcements. You can see here up on the screen our next Core Women. Save the date, May 27th. This is going to be another breakfast event, and we're working on some different training components. So it'll be different than our last one, which was strictly networking. That being said, I want you to save the date also for our Ladies' Night with the Larks. So we have partnered with our friends over at the Larks organization, and we are going to take in a ball game at a reduced ticket price. That includes drinks, meals, some fun time with friends like us. You can meet new people, and we're working with a local establishment to host a ladies-only pre-party. So it's family-friendly but women-focused, so you can bring your loved ones to the game with you, but there will be a pre-party just for the girls. So put that in your calendar now and look for more information as it becomes available.
Who doesn't love baseball? Okay, and then Business Builders is on the 13th. If you want a little bit of help with your marketing of your small business or growing it, maybe those guys have something great to say that could inspire you. And then my last thing that I wanted to say was today, Wednesday, at noon, we're going to be at the Bisman Food Co-op. Hi. So join us. We're going to be talking with different 1 Million Cup speakers and just kind of networking. So we'd love to have you there.
It's a lunch, right? We're going to have lunch.
Have lunch with us. It's on you, but the fun is on us.
That's a great. Thank you so much. Lots of stuff going on. As you think, hey, there's nothing to do in Bismarck, you're in the wrong crowd. So you that are here, you're great. Spread this word. I think there's one more slide here that we have. No, this is, again, we're just back to 1MCND, and hashtag it if you have some questions. Without that going on, this is incredible. I'm a member. How many members do we have out here of the food co-op? You got some work cut out here. We got some no hands up going up in there. So anyway, our Bisman Community Food Co-op is an incredible place to go. It's an incredible place to be, and here to tell you all about it, Shirley Reese, right?
Yes.
No, not sorry.
This one? I don't need that one. I got this one. Well, good morning. I'm very excited to be here with you. I am the general manager of the Bisman Community Food Co-op, and it's very exciting to be in a place that is focusing on entrepreneurs, because that, to me, is the heartbeat of the Bisman Food Co-op. We are looking to fit North Dakota entrepreneurs, North Dakota producers, and North Dakota farmers into our store, which sets us apart from all the other stores in Bismarck. So we are a full-service grocery store, and in every single department, you will find North Dakota. And if you don't believe me, come through and shop. We have got an adorable little carrot that shows you all of our local products throughout the entire store. So we have grocery, we have bulk, we have meat. Meat is our most exciting up-and-coming developing department right now because I just hired and started a brand new meat manager on Monday. And within 6 months, we will have a meat case filled only with North Dakota meats. North Dakota pork, North Dakota beef, and seasonal North Dakota lamb. Now, I'm afraid the salmon and the fish will not come from North Dakota. And our chicken, at this point, we have not been able to find a North Dakota source for chicken that is actually packaging it inspected for retail. But we do have a regional chicken called Katie Jan, which actually gets slaughtered on Monday and brought to our store on Thursday, sold fresh. So if you care about those sort of things, pop in and see us, because we probably have something that'll fit the bill for you. In our wellness department, we have all sorts of great North Dakota goodies. We were Best of the Best, voted first place for the Best of the Best Tribune last year. And this department is also one that gets you really, really excited because we are a 7-day-a-week farmers market. If you do not make it to the Bisman Farmers Market, you want to come on by and hit our produce aisle up, because you will find North Dakota all throughout. We actually have 30 producers that contribute to our produce department throughout the year. And that includes everything from flowers to garlic and onions to aronia berries and strawberries in the season, all that fun stuff. So come on by. If you want something that's fresh and local and you want to know that 70% of what you just paid for went to the farmer, you want to come to our store. Okay, so we also have a deli, which is phenomenal. We have an organic salad bar, which today, if you come by for lunch, you can experience that. And tied to the organic salad bar, which does feature North Dakota produce as well, we also have a hot bar, which does a rotating 5-day-a-week themed menu. You can find that information on our Facebook. And if that doesn't get you excited, how about North Dakota beef burgers and bison burgers on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? Because you can go on up to the deli and order a North Dakota beef or bison burger on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well. This is the heart of our store. Right now, we house 60 producers. They're not necessarily all in the store at the same time because, as you know, we live in North Dakota. So produce kind of fluctuates, obviously, throughout the year. But we are probably one of the only stores in North Dakota that had North Dakota lettuce year-round this year, from a producer that actually grows them hydroponically. So we have crisp, fresh lettuce, comes to us every Monday, so you can't get any fresher than that. These are the faces that give us our pride and joy, and these are the faces why we have tried to overcome multiple obstacles in our business over its 5-year existence. But let me have the farmers tell you about it. I think they're trying to get the sound fixed. Technical difficulties. Pause 1 moment. There you go.
We start early in the spring. I'll start plants in January. It's always something new, and I always plant something new every year to keep it interesting. So it makes it really, really nice. And so it's been really enjoyable. Of course, I kind of like working hard, and I enjoy doing it. With the food co-op, we started just several years ago now. When they first opened, I started working with them. So it helps keep money right at home, and it keeps people that are around working. Now I have about 4, 5, 6. I have 6 people, and 4 of my granddaughters working for me that help. So all that money stays right here in the community. And that's why, local is the way to go. Most of the time, I'll write a list up, and I'll send it into the co-op, and he'll look at the list, and then he'll send what he wants to me. And so I don't even pick it until after he sends me the list back, and I'll pick that the day before, and I'll deliver it to the co-op. So you're not going to get it any fresher. because it's just that you'd have to be in the greenhouse and pick it and eat it yourself to get produce any fresher than what we do at the co-op. So, and I think people really appreciate that. And you can taste the difference when something's picked close by and something is picked a week ago. The biggest market I have is 42 miles away. So all that stuff stays really close to home, and it, I think, makes people smile when they know that it's something that they've grown and something that they know the grower, and they know they can depend on that crop.
From Skyline Ranch, we had his carrots all the way through February. We still have his onions and squash and cabbage in store right now, and he just brought us radishes yesterday. So it's really fun because every week, and actually if you follow our Facebook page, every week we put an announcement on there as to what's in fresh from our North Dakota producers. So you can see it and follow it and taste it. Now let's hear from one of our ranchers.
So on Brown's Ranch, our main focus is on soil health, because when we have healthy soil, we have healthy plants, healthy animals, and then ultimately healthy people that consume those plants and animals. What I'm most passionate about is raising livestock in the way that I think that Mother Nature intended. We see wildlife that flock to our place. We know that we're doing something right. Our livestock are thriving, they're doing well. It just makes you happy seeing them in that setting. And that to me validates what we're doing here. It's taken a lot of hard work, direct marketing. It's not the easy route for sure. It was really easy when we would load up cattle, haul them to the sale barn, or load up a grain truck and go to the grain elevator. That was easy because you just get whatever they're gonna pay you, and that's it, that's the end of your product. Whereas now, taking on the marketing side of things, I mean, it's fairly hard work trying to keep in touch with your customers, keep them informed about what's going on the ranch and making that connection and trying to build a lasting connection. I am officially member owner number 2 of the food co-op, so we've been strong supporters of it since day one. We thought it was important to have a storefront that really highlights local foods, because that element I think was really missing in our community. One thing we do is we have an open door policy to where our customers can come out and see what we're doing any time of the year, and we'll gladly show them, because I feel that people need to be more connected with their food.
So Nourished by Nature, if you come into our store, we have a frozen case right now filled with his meat. You will also find his eggs in our dairy case. We have eggs from, I believe, 4 local producers right now, including duck eggs. So if you want to try a really rich, loaded egg, treat yourself and grab some duck eggs. This summer, we'll also be getting in quail eggs once again, which are super fun. If you want to purchase those, hard boil them and like pickle them. They're these tiny little eggs, so they're just really, really fun to experiment with as far as food goes. So our producers are really the heart of what we do, and it's not just food, but you see here we have what's called Dakota Free, which are bath and body products that are free of all allergens. So it's not free from North Dakota, but it's free of all the allergens. And we've got lots of mixes, honey from several providers, Coogan, from a local Coogan lady as well. And we are constantly working on adding more North Dakota producers. Hopefully within the month we will have Due North Bakery, which is a gluten-free baker, added to our line as well. So we're working on adding more all the time. It's really quite fun. One of the big mantras of the co-op is our community connections. COVID has obviously thrown a little bit of a wrench into what we've been able to do over the past year, but we were really excited this spring. We reopened things up and we started doing school tours again. We bring in the school children and have them walk through our store and teach them about how far food travels, and that when you shop at the co-op or when you shop at the farmer's market, it's going from the farmer to that location to your home. And so it's saving energy, and you're getting a whole lot fresher food. And we introduce them to all the North Dakota entrepreneurs and producers that we have throughout the store. We do a little worksheet with them. They get to sample a smoothie made from real food from our deli, not from sugar, because our real food smoothies are made with organic spinach, coconut milk, organic bananas, and other real fruit thrown in there. And it's hilarious because the first thing I ask them is what is green in this smoothie? Can you tell? And they'll all be guessing, and they're like, I don't know. And then usually someone will say, it's got to be spinach, but you sure can't taste it. And so it's great for the little kids to be exposed to some of that stuff as well. Our community room is available for rent, and we use it to support community in North Dakota. So for 1 million cups, that's one way that we support the community by allowing 1 million cups to come in the last Wednesday of each month. You can buy lunch, you can network, you can enjoy your time there, just like today we're opening it up as well for your use. We also use that community room as additional family dining, especially on Sundays when we offer our Sunday brunches. So member owner, one thing that sets Co-op apart from a traditional grocery store is we are member owned. We have about 3,900 members. It is a one-time member fee. You're a member for life. And when and if the co-op ever reaches a profitable stage, you will receive dividends because of being a membership. Members, though, do get sales and additional discounts. They get a 10% discount off one purchase a month as well. And some of our deals throughout our grocery end and throughout the store, you might see you would get 20% off if you're not a member, but our members might get 30% off of that item. So it's a great benefit. So now down to the nitty-gritty business. 5 years. Bisman Co-op will celebrate 5 years in May. We are the only food co-op in North Dakota still. There are no others. So we are really passionate about trying to stay open and to stay thriving and to stay relevant in our community and for our community, really because of those producers that we have is the big thing right there. But if you look at our financials, you can see there's been some major dips along the way. When a national food chain came to our area and opened in August, September of 2019, we experienced a 20% drop. Then COVID hit and we had 3 glorious months of panic buying. But a year ago, we were talking through what are we going to do? Are we going to be able to keep our doors open? Then panic buying hit, and you can see that beautiful little spike there kind of near the end. But you can also see how much COVID and another national store that offers a lot of organic whole foods has drastically affected the Bisman Food Co-op. Thankfully, you see we've got a tiny little check mark at the end there. We bottomed out in February, but thankfully March was up 13%, so that is a good thing, and we hope to see continued gradual climbs. Now, because we're member-owned, we like tracking how much of our sales are coming from members versus how much is coming from the community, and that's kind of what this chart is showing you here. We, in general, have about 65% of our sales coming from members, and the rest of our sales coming from the community, because everyone can shop. You don't have to be a member to shop. But that 65% there, one thing that is really interesting, if you look at our member participation here, it has dipped down to only about 20% of our members. 3,900 members, only about 20% are shopping. Now, it did raise a little bit over the last couple of months because of a real focus that we've had on reconnecting to our members, trying to find out what they want, what they're looking for in the co-op, reconnecting to them, and really being extremely transparent with what is happening in the business function of the co-op as well. So, in looking at that, what are we doing to reach both our members and people out just in the community? We have done a big marketing push with a website refresh. Our Facebook page, if you don't get hungry looking at our Facebook page, something is definitely wrong with you. Because our Facebook page is like lickable, scratch and sniff. It's so amazing. Pop on there and follow all of the great things that we have going on. We are trying to get in front of the face of people anywhere from 3 to 10 times a day on our Facebook marketing, just because we all know that it's free. And marketing budgets in a business that is failing is minimal. So we put it where we can get the most bang for our buck. We also feel that because of that big drop in member participation, that reaching out to our members and being really transparent to them is vital. So we sent out a full color mailing a newsletter to them in February trying to reconnect. And we told them that they're going to be receiving quarterly newsletters from us with updates on all the cool things that are happening, the struggles that we're having, and where we are financially. so that they know exactly where this business that they have invested in is at and where we're headed and what we're planning on doing about it. One cool thing down near the bottom here, you see where it says order online. That is one thing that we did develop because of COVID. We do have online ordering capabilities so that people can go online, place an order, pick it up curbside. I'm afraid right now we don't have delivery available yet, but we do have curbside order available for those that are immune compromised or just don't have time and you want to place your order and just pull up and grab it. And I think I've got the best staff in North Dakota, and I'm sure if you run a business, you would argue with me. But my staff is absolutely phenomenal. If you're ordering online, they're going to call you up, and if we're out of that item, they're going to give you 2 or 3 options of replacement if we can possibly do that. So we try to really communicate and treat our customers like gold. So our big 5-year anniversary is coming up in May. If you don't make it to the co-op before then, please come see us on May 15th. Have an opportunity to enter a drawing for free groceries for a year. Now, just like most businesses, that doesn't mean you're going to get to spend $1,000. There is a limit, $1,000 a month. But free groceries for a year at any amount is absolutely amazing, especially when you can support local. We're going to have raffles, we'll have drawings, we're going to have giveaways. You'll get one of our free Love Bisman bags with a purchase of $50 that day. And better yet, we're contacting all of our North Dakota entrepreneurs and inviting them to set up farmers market style that day. So you can meet the producers that day as well. Our parking lot will be filled, and we're really excited about it. We'll have live music and, of course, those wonderful North Dakota burgers and bison burgers on the grill available for sale that day. How can you be involved? Come and grab a coffee. Come and have lunch with a friend. Bring someone to a unique location. The Bisman Co-op has a really fun buzz. We've got an upper loft in that community room available for eating when we don't have it rented out. So become a member. It's a one-time purchase, and you're a member for life. Post or share. If you see something that looks delicious, please share it on your social media. Pass it around. Like when we get lemonade lemons in, they sell out within hours because people know that lemonade lemons are absolutely to die for, and we run out of them really quickly. If you've never had a lemonade lemon, you're almost too late. Sorry. You'll have to wait till next year. But watch for the post next year because it's a lemon that you peel, and then you actually eat it like an orange, and it tastes like Minute Maid lemonade. Totally weird, okay? But we get really fun stuff in like that in the store, which makes it really unique as well. Attend our anniversary event, and I look forward to hearing more from you and sharing more as you guys do the Q&A now.
All right, let's give it up. Let's give it up.
All right.
This is the time when you get to ask some questions. I have a couple in my mind, but we have the traveling mug that goes around, and you can ask a question, #1MCND. Shirley, what was your attraction to wanting to be a part of the Bisman Co-op in terms of operational aspects?
That's a great question. I have been very heavily involved in rural grocery in North Dakota for years. I ran the rural grocery store in Hazelton, North Dakota, and had the opportunity to come alongside that community and help that store go from ready to close to tripling in size within a year and a half. And we ended up pulling in our whole community. When I left Hazelton, about 90% of the community there was supporting the store. When I started at the store, about 20% of the community was supporting the store. So I have a real passion for people, getting to know what their needs are and how I can meet those needs. In the co-op industry, being able to connect to all these local North Dakota producers, to me, is just the funnest part of my job. Pulling them in and giving them a public venue to be able to sell their goods, because some of them are just doing online or door-to-door or word of mouth, and we're a public place right in the heart of Bismarck where we can help to allow that entrepreneurship to grow and develop. I also love mentoring and training, and to me to have an opportunity to pour into staff, youth. I have a 19-year-old running my bulk department right now. She does an absolutely amazing job. So I love that opportunity as well, being able to pull in staff and grow them and build them while we're trying to build this little portion, our little nugget of the community here in Bismarck.
Excellent.
Hi, thank you. Have you done a survey or any type of analysis into what's causing the dip in revenue? Is it price comparison? Is it location to your target demo, or loss of product? Do you know exactly what's causing that dip?
To pinpoint exactly what is causing the dip, we don't. We did do a survey of our members and found out from them that the number one thing that they complained about was our price. which is actually really evident if you see when the national competitor came to town, we lost 20% in sales, boom, right there. And then another national competitor come to town, another 20% down. So when I got into the store, that was the first thing that I did was a price analysis over all departments, and we made sure that our margins were appropriate. Now our margins are ranging between 35 and 45%, which if you know anything about retail, that's very common, very average. When I came in, there were some departments that had margins anywhere from 50 to 70%. And part of that philosophy was, well, if we don't have our prices high enough, we can't keep the business open. And that is true too. But what I have tried to do with my staff instead is say, let's get our margins reasonable, let's get our prices competitive as we can be, and let's market those things effectively. Because we have a lot of dietary things, special things that we have, we're trying to get that out there and market it. Another thing is you have customers that what we hear, I actually keep track of every feedback that we get. I've got them in documents saved for every single month that we get back from our customers, and we analyze that every month as well. But we hear, of course, there's the whole ebb and flow of products. So they want us to be the store that has 20 North Dakota local produce items on the shelf. What did we have last summer? We had drought. So we had a lot of things that we didn't get that we normally get, and that caused people to be disgruntled about the fact that the product flow wasn't what it should be because our North Dakota producers struggled. And as we head into another drought, we're just crossing our fingers that it's going to rain, because that's a big part of how we connect with people. But that's some of what we heard a lot of was the pricing. Another big thing was when our meat department closed down 2 years ago, huge complaints about that. So that is why I have pushed to reopen that department, and we're looking at doing that within this month so that we have absolutely everything that a customer needs when they walk through the door. Did that answer your question?
Really good. Work off of volume, scale as appropriately as you can.
Yeah,
and
that's
make
what we're
your way,
trying
yeah.
to do. The big problem that you can see, though, is because our sales crashed so much, we don't have that volume. So, my management team is really adjusting purchases constantly. I'm tracking our finances basically on a daily basis. Our bottom line looks horrible every single month. We're ending thousands of dollars in the hole, especially when you add in depreciation. But we are only within 30 days on our AP. In the midst of being in the hole thousands of dollars every single month, I'm able to keep our AP within 30 days by keeping a close eye on day-to-day finances.
Very good. Thank you.
I have two questions, but I'll kind of piggyback off of what we were talking about. I am assuming that trying to manage or figure out what to order and how much bulk to get from your producers. And I watched a documentary on grocery stores and what they do with the food that they don't sell, because most produce, it only has a shelf life of so long. So I'm guessing you guys have a creative way of what to do with that food once the shelf life has passed or it starts to, I guess, go bad.
We do. If it gets wilty, we do a couple of different things with it. One thing is my deli is the queen of using food. And so she will take a produce that you're not going to want to pay for because it's organic and it's got a dent or a scratch or it's starting to wilt, and she'll turn it into your phenomenal lunch on the hot bar. Honestly, T. Jacob also takes any of our fruit that is past its prime, and we dehydrate it, and we sell no sugar added dehydrated fruit snacks in bags right up near the front. We sell things as like not really a scratch and dent, but a produce past its prime. We call it ugly fruit. So you can look through the ugly fruit bin, and if you know you're going to eat it right away, you might be, oh yeah, that apple only has one bruise in it. It's mine. And you're getting it at a great deal, grabbing it out of the ugly fruit bin. As far as our other departments go, like a grocery and dairy, anything that we are unable to sell and that the deli is not able to use, we take over to the soup kitchen so that the soup kitchen can use it immediately. I mean, we have a gallon of milk that you're not going to buy because it's hit its date, but it's gone at the soup kitchen in an hour. Whether he's pouring it into soup or he's using it to feed his consumers, because we all know that milk lasts past its sell-by date by 7 to 10 days, actually, if you talk to Land O'Lakes down the road. So we take that on over to the soup kitchen so we can be a blessing there.
And then my next question is, obviously you guys did a lot of new branding with your website. Do you have an in-house marketer, or posting that many times a day and just how fresh and relevant your marketing department is. Do you have your own department, or do you get that out of the co-op from someone else?
We were really blessed. Our marketing gal ended up handing in her resignation in December, which at the time I was like, oh boy, what are we going to do? Because even though I am married to a technology guru, it is not me. It is totally not my thing. So I was really struggling with what we were going to do. We threw out there that we were looking for someone to add to our marketing team, and we were blessed with 2 applicants that I wanted to hire so badly, and I was trying to choose between the 2. So instead of choosing between the 2, I hired them both, and I dropped my paper coupon printing instead. We were printing in Best of the Prairie, which was costing us about $9,000 to $12,000 a year. And so I decided to put that money into my marketing team. And honestly, I couldn't be any more thrilled with what they're kicking out on a daily basis. They're absolutely amazing. So I took my old marketing budget, combined that with saving on my coupons, and we're trying to do some fresh, fun, energy engagement things on social media by giving away a gift card here or there instead of having coupons in print to focus those marketing dollars a little more efficiently.
Marlo.
Thanks for being here today, and thanks for being so honest about your financial situation. I think you have a bunch of people in here right now that probably want to help you figure out a way to make this happen. Couple questions. I have a million, but I'm just going to keep it to a couple. So if I'm a member, first of all, what does it cost me to become a member, and what do I get for it?
$200 is the membership, and it's a lifetime membership fee. Our members every month get one purchase at 10% off. So a lot of them will save their big monthly grocery shopping for that one 10% purchase. But they'll want to come in every week because, like I said, every week we run weekly member deals too. So we have some items that are on sale every week just for our members. And then we also have items that are on sale all month long that the community gets a certain discount and the member gets a discount up sometimes as well. You're a part owner in the business when you become a member. It's different than Sam's Club. So you're a part owner. We do also do case discounts. So if our members decide to use us like a Sam's Club and order a case at a time or 2 cases at a time, you can do that at any time of the month, and you're going to get 10% off that case cost as well. So, and then sometimes we just run other little member perks that pop up here and there to make sure that our members feel valued and appreciated for their investment and time.
Thank you. So what about diversification? You know, have you thought about, things that you could do to bring people in? Like a lot of people don't like to have their packages dropped at their door, for example. So could people use your address to drop packages off? They come into the place and maybe they'll buy whatever because they're in there, right? What about catering? I would think that having Dakota, products in a catering type of scenario would be huge. I do that all the time, so just some thoughts.
No, those are great ideas. And actually, some of the things that we do, which fits with our community and the whole bringing people in, is have you guys ever heard of the Duchess Gelato gal? Oh, my word, if you haven't, go on Facebook, make sure to place your order for next time, and you'll pick it up in the Bisman Co-op parking lot. Duchess Gelato is not retail ready yet, so we can't sell her stuff in store. So instead, we've invited Duchess Gelato to set up her delivery van in our parking lot. So when people come to pick up their gelato from her, which I had to buy her March 1, it was carrot cake gelato, chocolate Easter egg, Kinder bar, coconut chocolate, and I have 6 children, by the way. 3 boys are still at home, 5 boys altogether, 1 girl. But we sit around the table with these little gelato things in our spoons and just taste a little bit of it and really enjoy it. It's such a treat. But she parks in our lot and makes her deliveries. We do have about 2 or 3 other businesses that do that as well, that are entrepreneurs in North Dakota that do not have a storefront, but that travel through Bismarck. We invite them to do that out of our parking lot in hopes that someone will come through our door as well and check us out too. But then we're supporting them as well.
Great.
Hi. First off, I just want to say it was an awesome presentation. You had me talked into at least visiting the store within, the first few minutes that you were talking. So by the end of it, I'm like, I'm definitely going to be a member. That place sounds awesome.
Great.
But what I was wondering is, how do you connect with your producers? How do you find them and get those partnerships going?
A lot of times people will reach out to us, but then we do also have Pride of Dakota right here. And a lot of times at Pride of Dakota events, our customers, our members, or I try to get at least one staff member going through Pride of Dakota, trying to connect with different entrepreneurs or different producers that might be interested. There's also a Facebook page that I follow that puts out a lot of like North Dakota ranch related items, meats and eggs and that sort of thing. So I troll and I look for people and I add them to our list of potential people to call and connect with. But a lot of people will end up reaching out to us and say, hey, I'm making this. I'm right here in North Dakota. Will you consider having my product? And then we work on trying to develop a relationship with them. With our finances being really tight, I just have to communicate with them. You know, we're going to have to start small. For instance, we are the first place in Bismarck that has a North Dakota produced organic CBD on our shelves. And we're going to be adding their CBD flowers as well. But it's produced in North Dakota, and their organic hemp comes from Carrington, North Dakota, 100% produced North Dakota. She heard about us and said, I want to be in the co-op. So some of that spreads by word of mouth, you know, and we always encourage our board members and our staff to be on the lookout for people that would be a great fit to add to our store.
Excellent.
Thank you. I have one more question too. This might not be necessarily business building related, but I watched that documentary a while ago about the treatment of chickens, and I'm like terrified of eating chickens. Can you tell me about the treatment of the chickens that you purchase?
I can. One reason why we actually stopped we do still have Smart Chicken, but Smart Chicken is starting to grow and get a whole lot bigger. Now, the Smart Chicken that we carry is organic. What we're getting is chicken into our store from a company called Katie Jan. Katie Jan has small Midwest farms where the chickens actually get to graze and be happy little chickens until we cut their throat. So they get to, but they are raised very humanely with they have a great standard of practices, which is why we reached out to Katie Jan. Katie Jan only produces enough chicken right now for restaurants and stores mainly in Minnesota. They're in a couple of stores in Wisconsin, and we are the only store in North Dakota that carries their chicken because of their humane practices, well, because of the fact that it is, you know, cleanly raised, produced in a great environment, quick chilled, vacuum sealed, so it's a really nice tight seal, so if you can throw it in your freezer and pull it back out and not end up with frozen chicken meat, like freezer burned gunk. But that's why we started getting them in. And like I said, the very fact that they are slaughtered and processed on Monday, brought to us on Thursday, right now it's the freshest that I can get. And you can taste the difference. They're also not injected with all that junk. You know, like a lot of chicken and turkey is injected with water fillers. It's not. So when you go to cook with it, you have to learn how to cook a little differently, because if you're used to buying like the frozen breasts of bulk breasts that end up giving out a half a cup of water through the cooking process, Katie Jan doesn't. It's just all meat.
This will be our last question.
Thanks for being here. Great job. Thanks for everything you're doing to help the co-op succeed. I have two questions. How many team members work at the co-op currently? And then what are your strategies for recruiting and retaining talent?
Right now, we have got 18 total employees at the co-op. 14 of them work in store, filling 80 hours of open time that we have at the store. Our recruiting, really, a lot of what we've done is I always tell my team, who do you know that would like to work at the co-op when we're looking for a position? Because I find that's a great word of mouth. We do use our Facebook page a lot. I've gone on to ND Jobs and posted there as well when we have positions open. And then I just do an initial interview, a second interview if they have potential, pulling in the manager from that area. And I try to look for people that have the personality that's going to connect well with the consumer. I look for someone with phenomenal customer service. Since I have been at the co-op, I think we've only had 3 duds that were hired and quit within a week or two. But I think every single business owner struggles with that. You end up with people that you think, okay, this is going to be the right fit, and then they don't end up being. The majority of ours, if they leave, it's because they're leaving because they're graduating from college and moving on. Or I just lost one of my phenomenal cashier because he's getting his master's degree in soil conservation and needed to write his book. So a lot of our staff that we have are just absolutely amazing and vibrant and enjoy the atmosphere at the co-op so much. We have a new deli guy that we're adding because he heard about how great the co-op was to work at by word of mouth through other employees. So those are people that I love to snag and bring in if we have availability.
Thank you. Usually this time we say, hey, what can 1 Million Cups community do for you? But I'm going to tell you what you need to do. 1, you need to become a member. 2, if you are a member, my wife and I, every year, we grant a gift to a person to make them become a member. $200 is, I know it might seem like an extremely high gift, but that's a great way for it. If 10% of our members did that, we'd have another 400 members. And then if you're not a member, go in there and shop anyway, because that still helps. And if I'm not a stat guru like we have one here, but if 20-some% of our members are doing the 65% of sales, just think if we bump that up. So that's my appeal to you, is not what she's going to tell you what to do. I'm telling you what you need to do. You need to do it today. And that's what happens when you get me as an MC. So give it up for Shirley.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back here next week. Thank you very much. Have a great week.
Thank you.